morning. Good morning. Good morning. I like that. Hey, Nate, that was really nice. Really, really
Yeah, I
nice. I like
did.
it. I
Yeah, it
think
was
we should start the
different.
show like that from now on. That was really nice.
Right.
You put your work into that. You put your foot in that, boy. I like it. Anyway, how are you guys doing this morning? How are you, KB?
I'm doing good. I'm here. I don't know.
Oh,
Is
you're
that my
here.
computer that's lagging or it's just our computer overall? Because yours is kind of moving funny too.
My computer moving funny?
I don't
What
know.
you
Okay,
mean?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead, BlackRoses.
Oh,
I
wow.
really just
Um,
lost my train of
okay.
I
How are
had
you
so
guys
much
out
to
there today?
say.
How was your week? How your weekend just started? It's gonna be a hot one today. What are your plans? What are you gonna be doing? There's gonna be a hot one today. I want to go to the pool for real, for real. That's what I want to do, but we shall see. I'm already getting a little
Yeah.
tan. My little tan lines is coming in right here, but I like it. What you doing
Um,
today?
we were talking about going to the beach today.
Oh, nice,
Going
nice.
to
The
a
beach is nice.
beach, but I gotta find
Leavy.
a beach to go to because
Ooh.
I don't like non-clear water.
Well, baby, you're not gonna find no beach over this side of on this side of the region with non-clear water unless you go all the way to Miami. That's about as clear as you're gonna get on this side of the earth,
Well,
on
what's
this
a good
side of
beach
the
to go to?
hemisphere. I don't know because I don't really go to no beaches in Maryland because of the non-clear water.
Right.
Yeah, the water's disgusting, so I'm good. I shall pass. I don't
Mm,
really do.
I don't know.
I don't really
I
do
don't know what
beaches
I
in
want to do. I
Maryland.
know I came out this morning and I just felt like I wanted to do something. I don't know what I want to do, but I felt like, oh, it's nice outside. I want to do something today. I'm off today and tomorrow, so I want to do something with the kids. So yeah, we was talking about going to a beach or going to like a state park and just, getting on the grill, just hanging out and just having fun. Um,
Okay, but the kids,
yeah,
nice,
they
nice.
have a beach that um, Jay found yesterday in PA, Cador Beach, and it actually has a pool. But I don't feel like driving too far.
Fedora Park.
Yeah, Cador Park. Yeah, Cador
Oh
Park. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I don't feel like driving too far though. That's the only thing.
No.
I just want to do something local, but I want to be outside.
Mm.
Right.
How
I
about
need a
beaches
beach.
in like a new beach? Not a
I
new
can do
one.
that.
Ooh wow. Oh
Is that
child,
only in
not a new.
California? I thought they had one in
You
in
acting bad. You
Florida
acting
too.
bad. You acting bad. You acting bad. A new beach in
In
Delaware.
Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did
In
not know
Delaware.
that. That's close. I can't take the kids there, Nate.
Try Rehoboth Beach. I think the water's still dirty though. I don't know. I ain't never been.
What is it?
Rehoboth Beach.
Oh, Rehoboth. I said I didn't want to drive too far. I don't want to go all the way to Delaware. I don't
I
want to
don't
drive
think
too far.
Rehoboth is far. It might be like 45 minutes, right?
From me,
Maybe an
yeah,
hour. I don't
probably.
even think. Yeah, I don't think it's that far.
From me, yeah. It probably is not. I don't know. That's still far for me. 45 minutes is too far. I'm lazy today.
Mhm.
I want to do something, but I'm lazy. I just don't feel like driving I don't know. I might just do a trail walk,
Take them to a water park.
a nice trail walk. That's too much work too. You gotta get everybody stuff. You forgot it's 4 kids to send here. You gotta get all these stuff
Well,
together.
you
You gotta
only really gotta get ready 2 kids. The other two is old enough to get themselves together, ain't they? They 13 and 14. They can't get their own stuff together.
yeah, but you gotta pack up their towels and I
They're
want to
13
lazy.
and 14. They should know how to do that by now. No.
It's like
Okay.
they do.
I digress. I digress. I wish I would be packing up some clothes for a 13 and 14. You better get your ass in there, get your own shit.
They do.
Get in
They
there and
do.
get
They
it. I
do.
wish I would. After Jalen turned 10, when as soon as they hit them double digits, they should know what to do already.
They do.
But when they
They
get 13, my parental responsibilities is to eat, to feed you, to clothe you. You do the rest on your own. The
that's a
rest is
little
you.
rude.
They're teenagers. They know how to do things. That, and especially teenagers in 2022, they should have jobs. These teenagers nowadays, they be doing all kinds of things.
I guess I'm a boy mom. I don't care what you talking about. You ain't talking about nothing.
Okay, boy, mom, you keep enabling your 13 or 14-year-old. Them kids ain't gonna
No,
know how to do nothing.
no, I just don't feel like doing nothing. That's the real truth. I ain't want to sit there
Well,
and put
what? Oh,
myself
you
out
know what you
there.
can do? Go to Dollar General, get some water guns, some water balloons, and have a water fight
That's a
right
good
there.
idea.
That's quick and easy. Get some water guns, some water balloons, probably like a couple of little water buckets, and have a water fight.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea for them.
that's something quick and easy to do. Or go to Walmart, get a couple water guns, the big ones, the super soakers, and that's a good thing to do. You know, keep the
They
heat
don't really
down.
sell them anymore.
Water guns.
The super soakers.
Girl,
Like you
yes, they
know,
do. That's all these kids be walking around
no,
with
that's what I'm
nowadays.
saying. You know how you
I
used to
don't
be.
know why, but
Maybe
all
maybe
these
it's
kids,
because
I
I'm
keep
at
seeing the water guns.
maybe it's because I'm at the small Walmart, the Walmart out here.
Yeah,
Because
baby, you gotta go
I
to a big
remember I
one.
was thinking about that when I went in Walmart the other day. I was like, what happened to all the big super soaker guns and stuff that I had when I
Girl,
was
they
little?
got
Maybe
them.
it's just the Walmart that I went to.
I keep seeing all the little kids walking around with water, and I'm loving the videos. Like I'm on Baltimore TikTok too a lot, and it's like all I see is people running around having water gun fights, people pulling up the people's cars, and just they're friends though. It's like friends squirting each other. I like that better than seeing them have real guns. I like that way better.
True, true, true. But
I like that way better.
yeah. So I guess I don't know. I figure it out. That sounds more lazy. That sounds lazy enough for me. Grab some water guns and some water balloons. That sounds very lazy for me. I like that idea.
Mhm.
I want to get out, but I don't want to move too far out away from where I am, away from the house. I don't know. That's funny. That's weird for me. I don't know. But anyways, guys. So I don't know. You want to jump into these topics?
Sure, let's do
Well,
it.
first of all, I wanted to bring. So I watched something on Facebook. I watched something on Facebook the other day. Somebody told me it was an old Facebook post, but it just bothered me because when I showed it to David, David was like, "That I don't think that's real. I think they what's to call them that," and I was like, "No, it looked like it's very real. I don't know." So I watched this Instagram video where um I watched this Instagram video. Oh, Jimmy, just go. Where the little it was a girl and she had 18 friends. She was going out on her birthday and her boyfriend was taking her out. She bought 18 of her friends and got
You
mad,
gonna
and
have
they
to
was
pay for
arguing
everybody.
outside of the restaurant because he wouldn't pay for all 18 of her friends. Did you see that
I
one?
don't even think that was right. I don't. Even, I think that was a joke. You can kind
I
of
thought
tell
I
if you
was
look at the video real
David said it
closely.
was a joke, but I
You
just
can
wanted to
kind of
bring it
tell
up
that it was
because
just
is
like
that
weird.
really people's expectation? I've seen it before though. That's not the first video post that I've seen or video that I've seen like that. I've seen a couple of them. So that one might just have been a joke. That one might just be a joke. But is that really a thing? Do
Yeah,
you
I've seen people do
really
that too.
bring
But that is a good topic because people really do be bringing their friends or I've heard of stories where guys tell like, oh, this girl had her homegirls with her and she wanted me to buy her homegirls a drink because I bought her a drink. Like if I'm the type of person like if I'm with two people, if it's me and maybe one or two people, and a dude say, hey, you want to buy, can I buy you a shot? And he'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna get your friends a shot. That's fine. I'm not gonna pressure him to buy my friends a shot or something like that. But like to full out pay for a bill, I think I've had that happen once, maybe twice, where I was But me and my boyfriend, my boyfriend at the time had went on a date and told my friends was with me and he paid for all our food. Like I've had that happen before, but it wasn't like no 18 friends. It was just like three of us, like the four of us. He was like, okay, I got the bill. Like that's something different. But I didn't expect for me to bring out a whole crew of bitches and a nigga to be like, yeah, I got all y'all. Like, no, these hoes ain't getting no free meal off of me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I think this is what bothered me in the skit is the part where he was like, okay, listen, I'm getting ready to go. I'm not paying for all your friends. Are you going with me or are you staying here? And when she was like, no, because I'm not going with no broke nigga. Do girls really? I feel like some girls really say that, but he's not broke. I agree. I'm not paying for all your friends. I said, David, here's my argument. Why I would
Not
there.
you been on a date where somebody tried to order a whole meal to go, who you seeing at home, your baby? And that's another thing too. Like if you go on a date with a girl, that's another thing that's floating around. If you ask a girl on a date and she got a kid at home and she says to you before y'all go out, hey, I need to stop and get my son or my daughter something to eat, are you obligated to pay for that child meal?
No, not if you date, and not if
That's what I'm saying.
I
And
don't
my
think
thing is
so.
this: if you're at home and I'm picking you up from your house, why do I have to buy your kid a meal? Why couldn't you feed your kid while you was at home? Why all of a sudden you gotta go to McDonald's now that I'm here, and you want me to pay for your kid McDonald's food?
Right,
I saw a couple comments that was like, well, he taking time out of her mommy's schedule, and she could have been da da da. Well, she could have did that before. She could have asked that man, like, hey, or told that man, well, let me push the time back. I gotta make my son or my daughter some dinner. I gotta do this. Like, that man is not
right.
obligated to buy your kid a fucking
That's what I
meal.
was getting ready to say. I was getting ready to say that, like, usually, from the aspect of me and from an aspect of a marriage with kids, if me and David plan to go out on a date or even a dinner date and we're not taking the kids, that's what you do. You make sure the kids' food are prepared in there, you know, they've ate before you even leave out the house. So why wouldn't you do the same thing when you going on a date? It's the same thing. If you go out with your homegirls, you don't expect them to bring your child a meal before y'all go out.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing. I don't get it. It's the same thing. But that was my issue. I just felt like I'm like, are these really people's expectations for today? Is that they feel like a man is obligated? Because really, to me, it makes it feel like, who is this for? Is this for you, or are you trying to prove something to your friends? Like, oh yeah, girl, I got a baller. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you trying to prove this to your friends? And
Right.
my disagreement with that skit was when she said that, when she said, no, because I don't want no broke nigga. He not broke. My thing is, if you're one of those females that's out there and you do that, you bring your homegirls and expect that man to pay for everything for you and your homegirls. Where is your homegirls men at? Do your homegirls, boyfriends,
They
or
probably
significant
single.
others do the same thing?
They probably
Have they
single. Don't
done
ask
the
me.
same thing? If
They got
they haven't
probably
done the same
single.
thing, if they don't do the same thing, don't try to bring your home. Because first of all, that's the least important thing when it comes to relationships, is what your homegirl think about your relationship, because you don't know what type of homegirl you got. You might got a homegirl that's like, well, shit, I saw him first. So don't make that part of your expectations of a relationship is your homegirl's opinion. It's what you want, who you want to be with. That's where you get messed up at.
Right.
That's where you get messed up at. And a lot of people, that just, I don't know, that skit was funny to me, because I feel like I've seen them before, and I know that some people are actually like that. And it's like, where do you get this entitlement from? And then and then my third point is, if you bring in even 6 or 5 of your homegirls, Why can't you pay for them if it's your birthday party? If your man is treating you out to dinner, why can't you pay for your homegirls if you really wanted them to go that bad?
I mean, if she was having a dinner party, then that's something different. You
Yeah,
you
if she was
you
having a
you got
dinner
to
party,
split
but it
up.
wasn't.
But I no, even if I'm having a dinner party, I don't expect for my man to pay for a whole bunch of us. I don't expect that. Now, like I said, if it's like maybe 4 or 5 of us all together and he paid for it, then that's a different story.
Yeah, that's see. I done had Mr. Levy has done that before. He's had my mother a dinner party where he invited everybody out, and they've had just went out for dinner with multiple friends, and then he'll just take the whole check over. If he's offering, fine, but don't expect him to sit there and pay for you and all your homegirls, especially when they wasn't invited.
Right.
Like that
Right.
makes no sense. Like you can't get mad at him and scream and yell, "You are broke. You're broke nigga. You're a broke nigga." He's not broke. Otherwise, are you? You know what I'm saying? Like otherwise,
That's
would
right,
you
Nate. It's
be
a
with him?
difference when you were invited. Like if I
Yeah,
invite you, yeah, that's something different. But I think stuff
but
like that needs to be made clear
let's
in the
be
beginning
clear.
anyway.
Let's not read in between those lines either. Let's be clear. If, not if, you invite your friend and then expect for your boyfriend to pay. Not if you invite all your friends. Let's be clear with the invites. If you invite if your boyfriend says, "All right, I'm taking you out for dinner or whatever, it's your birthday," don't you invite 5 of your daggone friends and expect him to pay.
Right. Right. Yeah, you should still come prepared to pay something.
Thank
And
you.
that's another
That's my
argument
point.
too. When you having a dinner party, let's just say you having a dinner party and it's like 10 of us. Do you expect everybody to split the bill evenly, or do you expect everybody to pay for what they ate? Because my problem with that is I've been places where we split the bill evenly, and I've also been somewhere a place where we split the bill, like you pay for what you pay for and I pay for what I pay for. A perfect example of that was when I went to Miami recently. We went to a really high end fine dining restaurant. The bill was like $700 for like 5 of us, right? However, I felt like it was unfair to make another person pay $100 for something when she only had one drink and a small meal,
That's
versus
true.
all of us having several drinks, buying bottles, bought a bottle of wine or whatever, and on top of the stuff that we
Now,
ordered on top of it, I don't
I
think
would
that's fair for her to pay
yeah,
for
I
that.
would say it depends on the type of meal. It depends on the type of meal, and it depends that yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say, Nate. Separate track. Like
But everybody nowadays don't do split checks. So some people are like, we don't split the check. We gotta like, especially if you go to a fine dining restaurant, they're not gonna split the bill. They're not gonna split the checks up. So they're gonna be like, look, we do one check.
but
And
what
my thing is, if I didn't order, if I go to, like, let's just say, what's a hot restaurant here in Baltimore? Let's just say I go to like Bar One or something, and it's a bunch of us at Bar One, and because that's kind of high end, not really, but it's still expensive. So we go to Bar One, we having drinks, we having food, we having this and that and the third. If I only ate buffalo wings and got 3 shots, and everybody else been ordering lamb chops and steaks and snapper and all that, and all I got was buffalo wings and 3 shots, and the bill was $800, I'm not paying $100.
no, I don't think you
I'm not
should.
doing that because all I got was 3 shots and some buffalo wings.
I don't think
But
you should. If it's something,
you know what, Nate? I like how you said that, but that is a taboo to some people because a lot of people don't even want to, talk about it. It's like at the end of the day, it's when the bill comes, everybody looking at each other. Oh, how much is it? Let me see. Let me see how much it is. Oh, you said I can't stand someone who order eggs, drinks, and dessert, and now they want to split the check evenly. That I can't stand it either, Nate. I cannot stand it either. You want to split the check evenly, and you done ordered 6 drinks, and you done had 5 things of lamb chops, and order some shrimp and all that shit.
yeah, that's what I said. I think it just depends on. I think if it's multiple people, if it's more than 2 or 3 people, I don't think you should split the check.
Mm-hmm.
If it's more than 2 or 3 people, if it's 2 or 3 people, more than likely ain't nobody gonna sit there, and do 15 shots. One of those people gonna do 15 shots, or
Right.
If it's more than 3 people, I think everybody should pay separately. Because like you said, you ain't counting the other person's drinks and stuff like that.
Lonnie said, people do forget tax and tips, Lonnie, and they don't want to cash
And they
it.
don't
Some
want to
people
tip.
don't
I was
tip.
going to say that people don't want to
Yeah,
tip.
and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people have taboo about talking about it up front, though. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. Like, look, we just wait for the bill to come. No, baby, I need to know now, because when that bill come, I don't need nobody walking out. I don't need nobody saying, "Hey, can I do this?" None of that. No.
Have the terms up front before you go out. True.
Yeah. That's
That's
what we got
true.
to start doing from now on. Yes, the wings are 40. The shots like 50 each. Yes, wings are like $40 now, and the shots is definitely gonna be $15 at least. Shots are
Right.
not $10 no more unless we go on a happy hour.
But
Shots are
as
not
a
more than
friend,
$10.
but here's the other thing. As a friend, if you were one of the ones that were purchasing and ordering multiple shots, are you that friend that would expect for your other friends to chip in? Or would
Lonnie,
you
somebody
say,
said happy hour on you. Me personally, I don't mind as long as we are in agreement with everything. Then I'm fine. Like I said, I've been in situations where it's 3 of us and we split the check down the middle. I've been in situations where it's 8 of us, and we pay. You calculate this, you calculate that. I've been in situations where it was 8 of us and we all split the check down the middle. So it's like it depends on the group of people that you with. But for people out here who think that you're supposed to
that's
split the
true.
check down the middle because that's some broke bitch shit because you counting up your I'll call me what you want. Don't go out
Yes,
with me if you
most
want to.
of
What
the
they
time,
saying? The new thing is don't go out with me if you want to split the check. Oh, okay. Well, I
right.
won't be going. Don't invite me because I'm not paying money for Keisha and she don't order 23 shots of fucking Casamigos and all I had was 2 shots of Hennessy and now I got to pay for 21 of her shots.
Right. Or me and you didn't order, like you said, wings and some fries. We just ordered the appetizer
Mm-hmm.
because we here for the drinks, and then the other friend ordered crab cakes.
Yeah. Then I ordered lamb chops, 3 orders of lamb chops and shrimp. And stuffed shrimp, stuffed salmon, double stuffed crab cakes. Like, come on now.
And then the other thing is, don't be that friend, because we've had that happen a lot when we were younger, when we used to go out. Please stop being that friend that if we say we going out to go grab something to eat or we going out to go have lunch, just say you can't go. Don't be that friend that's when you get up there and you didn't eat and everything is done, you're like, I don't have enough. Don't be that friend.
Mm-hmm.
If you know you don't have enough, order within your means, because I'm not paying for you.
That's right. I'm going to check Keisha.
But yeah,
I'm going to check Keisha real quick.
yeah, I seen that, I saw that post, and I was just like, because I've seen it so many times, and I'm like, where are these people at with these high expectations? Or just not even high expectations, just the way that they see, like certain situations that they see that they are supposed to be right. I don't know how to really put it. Like, I don't want to say girls because it's guys too. So I don't want to keep pinpointing
I ain't never
girls.
been on no date with no guy. He expected me to pay for shots for all his friends. That's no.
But I just don't want to
No,
keep picking on females.
no,
I don't want to keep
no.
picking on females. But
But we
I
have to, because here's the thing: if we want to hold each other accountable and we want to better ourselves in the Black community, it's stuff like this that we need to talk about. Now, granted, it kind of do get on my nerves a little bit that we're having the same conversations over and over and over again. It's like, golly, I know the white community is not doing all this, but that was a skit. But that what? Yeah, you're right. It was a skit. That's why many men have become so tight. Men have become so, because here's the thing: they have dealt with that. We can't tell them about their experiences or what they haven't been through. These are things that men really have been through somewhere in this United States of America. It's somewhere that somebody has been through this. And unfortunately, you have women out here who are money hungry like that, who expect for your balling boyfriend. Listen, if he ain't in the million. If he ain't a millionaire and he ain't got it like that, I don't expect him to spend all his coins on me and my homegirls. I just don't expect that. First of all, if we going on a date and it's a dinner party, I'm having a select few because 18 is just outrageous. It's outrageous. That's an outrageous number to have that many friends. Now I know some of us have, we are popular or have a lot of friends, but listen, your close circle is not 18 fucking people,
At
especially
all.
18 chicks.
That's when you
Not
want
no
to show
18
off.
circle. Coming from a woman, your closest circle is not gonna be for no 18 chicks, no 18 homegirls. Somebody in there is not really your friend.
Right.
Somebody.
A couple of them. A couple of them. It ain't no way in the world you could be that close to 18 dead gold people. You can have different relationships with that many
Yeah.
people, but not like they my homegirl. You got 18 friends, so y'all go out every weekend. 18 of y'all. It's not, no, that's not possible. But yeah, so with that being said,
that's why we be. That's why you be
he
like, we
said
going
they'd be
out. You need
washing
at
the
least $60
dishes.
to go. Yeah, you need at least $60 to go out with me. But you need to voice it before you arrive, not when the bill comes to the table. Period. Period. Period.
Now, how do you have that type of conversation though?
I mean, if you texting or whatever y'all doing, if you on the way to the restaurant, however you got them to meet up is the way you need to communicate. Listen, bring this amount of money. Expect to split the bill if you're splitting the bill. If you want
Well,
separate checks, maybe you should sit at a separate table or something.
one of the
Not
things
they will
I
be
do,
washing dishes. Bye, Nate.
another thing you can do is, it's something that I do, is just look up the restaurant, see what the menu's like. If you don't, because some people just don't want to be embarrassed. Some people just don't want to be like, is it expensive? Look up the restaurant, look up the menu. That way you know what you're working
I
with.
mean,
That
we
way,
should
if
already
you
know
just
before you go though. Like, look, we're going to iBar or we're going to Roses or we're going somewhere like and this is the set menu. Like here, that's what I do when I go hang out with people. I be like, I want to go here. I'm gonna send you their Instagram, and you can look on their Instagram and see what their prices is like, or you can look on their whatever. But yeah. When I
that
go
way
somewhere,
you don't
I like
even
people to
have
go with me. I'm
to.
not going nowhere, but it's hella expensive, and I know most people ain't got it.
Right. That's true. That's why I say it's
Right, so
easy.
you just
Just
have
go look up the menu, because if you go look at the menu, you still at home, so you have the option to say, you know what, I'm not gonna go this time,
close
because
me up when I
everybody's
get there.
finances not the same either.
But you have those friends who will go and not even say, "Hey, I don't have any money." You have those friends who will. But then that's the thing about going
I'm
out
gonna
with
walk
people.
out.
I know who you with because I know there's certain people I'm not going to invite certain places because either they not going to come or either they not going to have no money. They're not going to want to go to that type of environment. So for me, I narrow the places that I want to go to with the people. I match with the people and their vibe. If I want to go to a different spot like XYZ, I'll invite a certain friend. If I want to go to another spot and it's somewhere else, I'll invite a certain friend. Even to the point where if I want to go to a restaurant or a spot and it's a ways away, I won't invite certain people who won't go to a place that's too far. That's just who I am. I know who to hang out with and where to hang out with. That's why I'm hanging out with different people all the time.
That's me. I
Next
ain't going
thing
too
you know,
far.
person
I done
will
got
see me
lazy.
another person.
I'm that friend. I ain't going too far. I'm lazy. I done got lazy with my driving. That's because y'all used to make me drive so much when we was older.
Put it on the menu in the chat. If you can afford it, come on and join. That's right. And I
Yes,
did that before. I've done a vacation with people who ran out of money. I did that before. Me being the person who ran out of money because baby, I can't do it no more. I can't drink no more. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna be honest about it. You gotta be cool with who you going with because if you going with your friend gonna be like, I got you. Look,
true.
baby, I done did a little bit too much turning up. I didn't think we was gonna do this all day, but it's
That
okay.
is true. That is true.
I'm
I
not dumbing
agree with
down
that.
my turn up for no one. That's right. I'm not dumbing down my turn up for nobody. That's why I invite certain people to certain places. I invite
That's true.
certain people to certain places, and I know how their vibe gonna be. I know if they're gonna like it. That's why I be telling people, like, if I invite somebody new to a place that's new to them, I'll be like, well, it's this kind of vibe. I don't know if you're gonna like it, but come give it a try. If you don't like it, we can leave it, go somewhere else. Cause I'm gonna have some options. I'm gonna have
True.
options. You better drink soda and juice.
Nate
Water
is
is
the
good too. Let
meanest
me get
friend.
water, please.
Nate is the meanest
Hmm.
friend.
Listen, I've been there. I've been there before. I've been a person in that situation, and I've been the person who had to help the friend out in the situation. I'm not a judging individual by far. If you keep it real with me, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Everybody not gonna do that though.
True.
Like you said, some people gonna come already knowing that you going. I know Black Roses. She got me. I ain't even
Yeah,
gonna worry
you
about
have
it.
people who are like that. Oh, I ain't gotta worry about it. I know so and so gonna buy me a drink.
I'm
I
not
know
one.
so and so gonna buy me a drink. I know so and so gonna help me out. Yeah, we always go. She always look out for me.
I'm not one. I'm a little tight.
I'm not that person.
I'm a little tight.
I can be, but I don't want to be sometimes.
You said what?
He said, I know how to order advertising a ginger ale when I don't have it. Yeah, I do too. And that's another thing. You can go out with $20. You can go out with $20 in your pocket. All you gotta do is order some nachos and a soda, and you're fine. That's your bill right there.
Right.
Nachos and a soda. Can I get some more Pepsi, please? Thank you.
But then that's
Mm-hmm.
when it come back in. But that's when it comes back into, if you go out with your $20 and you only get nachos and a soda, and then you got that, then you with a group of friends that want you to split the bill down the middle.
I
Oh,
ain't
you
splitting
gotta
it. I'm
say
sorry, I can't do it
$20.
today. Can't do it today, y'all. Here go my 20.
Oh,
My nachos was 10. Then my soda was 2. The rest is the tip, sweetie. I can't. All she did was bring me a soda and some nachos. That's it. That's all I can do for you. But let's get on to the subject of today where we're talking about get my separate check. Yes. What's the subject today? Are your parents ruining your relationship?
no, the
Or
subject today is um yeah, you're ruining my relationship.
okay, now when you say you're ruining my relationship, are you talking about the parents? You're talking what are you talking?
Yeah, I'm talking about parents. When it comes to terms of you're ruining my relationship, I'm talking about parents. Um,
Okay.
because I went so pretty much the topic came to me when I keep losing my train of thought, y'all. I'm so sorry. The topic. So I'm just thinking in general about these parents that they don't know what their boundaries are when it comes to their kids' relationships. They don't know what to say and what not to say. And some things can be hurtful. And a lot of parents don't think about that when you're giving advice to your kids and their marriages and you're giving advice to your kids and their relationships.
I feel like if why are you in my business anyway? That's number one. Because if I don't need a spouse that is going to run to his mama or his daddy every time something go wrong in our relationship. That ain't gonna work for me. Because that means to me you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to problem solve. That's right, Lonnie. First of all, why are they in it? Why are you in my business? How do you know these things? Like, I feel like I feel like this when it comes to relationships, you can go to your parents for some advice, but I'm not going to my mama and my daddy for everything. I'm just not. Like, sometimes I do call my dad and I may vent to him about some things, but if my parents are not married and have not been in a long-term meaningful relationship, I ain't going to them about shit. I'm sorry. Because what can you tell me? How can you tell me about being married when you haven't been married? How can you tell me about, what to do in my relationship when you haven't been through that? So I can come to you as a venting purpose, but I'm not coming to my parents about no real life decision about what to do, because neither one of my parents are married. Neither one of my parents have been in a relationship that is long term. I mean, but no, neither one of them have been in a relationship where you really had to fight for something and y'all really was going through something. You know, you and you're right, Lonnie. Sometimes you got to check your parents. You got to check your mama and your daddy. Different generation, different relationship values. That is true. And I don't want to be with no I don't want my, I can't see myself having a mother who just stay with him. I mean, you got to go through the tough times. No, mama, because that's your stupidity. That ain't mine. That ain't mine, mama. And you got to know who you marrying, because that would have been out the gate. Look, you need to check your mama before I check her. And one thing about it, and two things for certain, Crystal Gatlin have no problem speaking her mind, because don't be phony around me, sweetie. Don't be phony around me. No. Because what you say about me? What you say? Oh, I heard what you said, Miss Gladys, and I'm finna pop the shit out you real quick. You better tell your bald head mama. No. But I don't, for me personally, that makes me feel like he is still a child in a sense, because why are you going to your parents about anything that is going on in our relationship? I can Tina real quick. Because let me tell you something. If Tina mama was a real one, Tina mama would have been knowing that Tina was getting her ass whooped. Because Tina mama would have been like, no, we finna wear Ike ass out. I wish my mama would, or my daddy would know I'm getting my ass beat in a relationship and they ain't doing nothing. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? And tell me to stick with it, stick beside it. Oh no. Can't do it. Can't do it. But for me, it's like it shows his immaturity and his lack of problem solving. Because there is no way every time we going through something, or every time something happened in our relationship, you got to run to your mama and tell your mama. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. So pretty much, I heard what you were saying. So pretty much, I wanted to get into with the boundaries or whatever. The boundaries, it's more so of when we talk about like the boundaries, like just the boundaries as far as respect. Like you can give advice with means of not stepping out of respecting, disrespecting the relationship. Like it's ways that you can say stuff.
Different generations.
Uh-huh.
I'm commenting to Lonnie comment. He said different. That's why he said different generation.
Yeah, and so you don't have to, as far as moms, because moms are the biggest critic when it comes to marriages and relationships, especially when in terms of their sons. They are the biggest critics. And it's like some things just don't need to be said. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you got married, more than likely, you had to figure it out. Let him or her figure it out too. It's just little things, like, for instance, if your parents come to visit and, and they may notice like little stuff like, why is he don't take out the trash? He a man. Why the trash still full? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta also know what works for your relationship, because if your spouse, this is my thing, if your spouse is going back telling your parent everything, or if your parent is coming into your home and you invited them in and they staying for a week and she got something to say about why he not doing this, or she got something to say about why she not doing this, mama, mind your business. This work for us. Some people be afraid to let their parents have it. And I'm not saying you got to be disrespectful. There is ways that you can say things like, look, mama, we got this. It works for us.
Right.
Some people be afraid, I don't want to disrespect my mother. I ain't calling it disrespect, but I'm putting my mother in her place because this is my household. At the end of the day, mama, when you leave, I still got to stay here. I still got to deal with this woman or this man.
Right.
I still have to. Lonnie said they were taught to make it work back then. They was. He need to get off his mama's titty. Preach.
Right.
And Dara said, as a mother of 2 adult children in relationships, I learned to mind my business unless it's something that's physically hurting them. That's it. And that's the problem with most mamas who have sons. They don't know how to mind their damn business.
Right.
I don't be in Jalen business. Unless he tell me, I don't got no time for that. I don't have no time. And that's another thing. You got to know the family that you marrying into, because if I notice, it's stuff that you got to notice when y'all are dating that his mama do or his mama say. And then when I get married, I'm going to have to nip that in the bud. Like, look, Miss Gladys, listen, we going to have a talk, because I know you see Ray in a different light than I do. Ray is my man. It's just your son. So we're going to have this talk. We're going to have that discussion with, I'm not you and you're not me. Everything I do is not going to be for your standard. It's going to be for Ray standard and what Ray likes. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Not what Miss Gladys feel like I should do because she did it for him. Well, that's your child. You were obligated. This is my husband. Now I'm obligated to do it this way, and I'm going to do it my way. And if it works for us, then that's how it's going to be. And after a while, if Miss Gladys can't get on board, like Lonnie said, Miss Gladys gonna be at a hotel because
Yeah, and
she can't
that
stay here.
coincides, that part coincides with um my topic, the other half of the topic, which is expectations. Just expecting
Period,
or
Lonnie. She ain't Ray Ray ain't dicking her down. He dicking me down. And sometimes that be the problem. These mamas be in love with their sons, and that is weird as fuck to me. It's also weird as fuck if a mother feel like they can have an opinion as to what their son or their daughter is doing in their relationship. Like, ma'am, like I said, are you married? What are you and Mr. Leonard going through? You know, like
right,
what are you and Mr. Such and Such going through? And mama, every time I turn around, you got a new man.
right,
Come on
right,
now. If you ain't married and you ain't been in this, you can't tell me nothing. And a lot of my friends' parents are not married. And I cannot see them allowing their mother or their father to run their relationships. Not gonna
right,
happen. Now,
right,
sometimes I be having to put my mother in her place, like, no, don't do that. Don't say that. You know, I'll pull it. But my mother think everything is so. She's a brick wall, and it's like everything is so defensive with her. But I be having to let her know, like, hey, so and so don't like when you do that. So and so don't like when you say that. Like I've had a few relationships where a guy would be like, listen, I don't like when your mother do this. And I'd be like, I'll pull my mother to the side. Listen, they don't like when you do that. They don't like now she get funny acting and I don't want to girl, I don't care. But you gotta let them know they don't like that. They don't like when you are this way. They don't like it when you doing all that. Like you doing too much.
right. Yeah, so that's true. So with the expectation parts, it's more of expecting the significant other to do the same thing that you were doing as a mother prior to them getting married or being in a relationship, expecting them or saying, things like, oh, she not feeding you, or she why that's how she clean the house, or she don't wipe down this, and when she clean, like stuff like that, like the expectations. So it's like, for my relationship, are these your expectations, or are these expectations, like, shouldn't the relationship or the marriage be based upon my expectations? If I'm fine with the way that my wife or my significant other is cleaning, is cooking, is assisting in running a household, it's like, respect that. As a parent, respect that. And a lot of parents don't know where to cut that off. They don't know, their boundaries. They don't know
Mm-hmm.
where that line ends and where it becomes overbearing. Like I've seen like YouTube's, I'm sorry, social medias, I've seen Facebook, Instagrams, where like the stepmother is consistently like bashing a wife and, saying, oh, she always out. Your wife ain't never home, or she always on the phone, or things like that, or she don't do this with the kids. Why don't she? Well, why don't he? he
Right.
what I can do with the kids, he can do too. So why don't he? Why is it expected of me?
Mm-hmm. Lonnie said, this is funny because my mother is the opposite. She'll never allow us to do our makes wrong. She checked my brothers and even told some girls, why would you allow him to treat you this way? Right. Because some mothers don't be wanting to check their sons. I applaud the mothers. I check Jalen quick. Oh, you cheated? Oh, well, that's your dumbness if she break up with you, you idiot.
Right.
You the idiot. Like I make sure that I'm not that mother. I don't want to be that mother who my baby is sweet. My baby is an angel. I don't think my son by far is the sweetest person. I know my son, and I go to bat for him on some situations where I know he need me, but in situations where I know my son is wrong, baby, you ain't gonna have me all up in no. That ain't my child. My child would never.
Yeah.
Mm. And that's another thing. I don't like these phony mothers who be smiling in your face. No one knew I ain't the only girl Ray Ray talking to. No one you done seen Keisha this week.
Well, it ain't their
I
job to
know.
tell you. It's not their job to tell you. They can't
It's not
control what
their
their
job.
son
I mean,
or daughter
if
is
his mama
doing.
real one, his mama would have told him, I ain't with all that. No. Bring one girl and one girl only. You need to figure out who she is. Not and everybody, my mama love you. Your mama can't love all of us. Your mama got to pick. She. I don't like it.
You
I don't
say
like
your
it at
mama
all.
can't love all of us.
Your
That's
mama can't
true.
love all of us. But
But
yeah, I don't like it though. Like it's like it to me. Like I said, it says something to you as a man or as a woman. You can't communicate effectively. You don't know how to stand up to your parents, and you can't problem solve on your own. Dear sir, I done told them girls about my oldest, and they say yes, ma'am. Then go right and let them do it. So when it's an issue, don't call me because I done told you. That's right.
true.
That's right. If
That's
I tell you and you still messing with him, don't call me when he do you wrong again because I told you.
you
I
said because
told
I told you.
I
You
told you. But
stupid.
this is the thing though. Parents gotta know when to step in because I've seen relationships where men were literally whipping a woman ass and the girl will go to his mama like, hey, he whipping my ass. And the mama like, like, oh well, what
She
you
don't
want me
want
to
to get
do?
her ass whooped either.
I'm like,
Because she don't want to get her ass whooped either.
Do you know your son was a deadbeat? Like nobody, parents pick and choose when they want to be in their child's business. But when it comes to those women, those mothers who feel like their sons are their husbands, I can't do that kind. I can't do them kind of mamas because at this point, Miss Gladys, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you because I know you don't like me, and I done took your man, and now you feel some type of way. She said they get caught up on his quiet spirit and nice face, and then he sucked them in. They can't find him, and he at the other one house. Now they looking for him. I walk around the house with the phone. He ain't here. That's right. He ain't here, child. You better keep calling. You better take that phone, put that location on, and then you figure it out from there, sweetie. I don't know what to tell you. He ain't here. And no, I ain't calling him for you neither.
Right.
These names are killing me. I'm telling you, I can come up with some names. Honey. Because Miss Gladys, no Ray tearing my ass up and she ain't saying nothing.
Just stay all the way out of it. That's the biggest thing.
But,
Just stay all the way
you
out
have
of it.
those mothers who don't have a man of their own, who can't keep a man, who don't know how to live without a man, and therefore she thinks her son is her man because that has been the only consistent love that she knows. So
True.
especially if he's the golden child, if he's the golden child, then that's really a no-no for her because you took her man. Essentially, you took the only person in her life that loved her. She cared for him the way she needed to. She gave him the love that she needed to. So essentially, you took the only man that showed her love, and you to her in your eyes, nobody would never be good enough. And number two, nobody can ever take care of him the way that she does. That's just how it is.
True. And Ray keep messing up her relationships.
Because Ray still at home sleeping on her couch, or was still at home sleeping on her couch until he met you, and now he done got married to you, and now he at home sleeping on your couch. Yeah.
True.
Because she allowed Ray to be the misfit. She allowed Ray to be the badass one. She allowed Ray to be the child that always acted a fucking fool. While she beat the other kids, she let Ray do what the fuck he wanted to do. Because that was her baby. That was her sweetheart. Now, whatever attachment she had to him, it could be Ray daddy. It could be it could be anything. She is attached to him, and I feel bad using Ray because my cousin name is Ray.
Well, stop using Ray.
I don't want to talk about you, Ray. So let me use another name.
Tony.
Tony. That's my sister's husband name. I can't do that.
It's Tommy.
Okay, let's use Tommy because Tommy was the only one. Tommy was the only love of her life. Shut up. No,
you said you have a flashback.
No. But these are things that I've talked about with friends of mine who were in relationships, whether married or just boyfriend and girlfriend or baby mother, baby father. It was definitely one of those situations. He ain't have his mama, no disrespect, but his mama wasn't there. He got mommy issues. But he, you definitely gotta watch out for that because if his mama is constantly like, well, what you eat today, baby? Well, and I know some men who are very close with their mothers, and I also know men who check their mama too, like, no, mama, you ain't finna do that to me. No, mama, no, not today. No.
Yeah.
It's some people who go through those moments in life. And it unfortunately is going to take a long road of cussing his mama out or getting his mama putting her. No, not even cussing her out because you can be.
That's like I say. You don't have to be disrespectful.
You don't have to be disrespectful, but it's going to be a long road of putting his mama in her place.
You shouldn't have to though, but you shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to. You right.
Should not have to.
You know the type of man you marry. You know the type of mother, man, and mama-in-law you're gonna have. Some people have the sweetest in-laws. That's my biggest thing. Lord, when I get married, let me marry into a nice family. Let me marry into a loving, kind family. I do not want to marry into no messy ass family. Can't do it.
True.
Can't do no messy ass mother-in-law. Definitely can't do no messy ass sister-in-law.
True.
When I get married, Lord, let me marry into a nice family. A family that's definitely going to have my back and I'm going to have theirs. And they're going to love me and I'm going to love them. And not be on no phony shit.
Right. And then the second thing, when we talk about like expectations, I want to get more into what we kind of got tapped into last week when we were tapping into the expectations of these parents still expecting their kids to take care of their household when they get married, or they in these relationships where they have their own household, where they set the expectations that
Jalen got married and I expect Jalen to still pay some of my bills.
Yeah, to still like take care of you.
That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense.
You have to. That's where the boundaries and the expectations also lie.
That shouldn't even be on the list, because why the hell is he still taking care of her bills? Unless mama must be single. Mama must not have no man.
Some parents, remember we talked about it last week. Some parents at a young age, at their child's young age, they already have these expectations of their kids being doctors, being lawyers, being football players, being these athletes, not just so the kids can be well off, so that they can in turn come back and take care of them. And that's kind of where the boundaries need to be drawn too. If your child is out, first of all, if your child is grown and you have raised your child to be out of the home, to move on, you raised your child, they went to school, they're on their own, they're doing well. Why are you expecting them to still take care of you?
What you mean, Nate? If you live in there, you better pay? Because I'm lost. But kid, as far as your point go, I don't even think that should be. I don't know. I don't think that's one of them occasions where it's like, is the mother or the father, unable to take care of themselves? Are they disabled? If they were disabled, and they backed up on their bills, then that's something that me and my brothers and sisters got to come together and figure out. But if my mother or my father is a walking, living, breathing, able-bodied citizen of the United States of America, ain't no fucking way I'm finna pay her bills. And I got my own household to take care of. There's no way.
True.
I don't disagree with investing in your kids, but they will return to take care of you. Many families are first generation. That's true. But if I'm wealthy, then that's a different story. But if I'm just out here working a regular schmegula degular 9 to 5, there's no way I can take care of my household and take care of my mama's household.
It's not really taking care of the household. It's the expectations. It's what you're expecting them to do. It shouldn't be expected of you. If you as a child, okay, let's take me for instance. If me as a child, if I know that my mother is in a situation like you said, where she's disabled, where she really can't do things for herself, where she's very elderly or something like that, and I choose, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to continue to take care of my mom. But what draws the line is it shouldn't be expected. It shouldn't already be expected that you have to do it. If I have it to spare, I'm going to give it to you if I have it to spare.
But your mother or your father got a disability, it's not expected. But then again, that's something I said. If you're an only child, then maybe I can have an exception for only child. But if there's multiple siblings, if there's two or more of y'all, then that should be all around.
Can I just add something? Just culturally, Black people are behind, very much so. Because in
True.
other cultures, the parents are still living with the married couple. And I
That is
understand
true.
we have multiple children,
Hell
but
no.
if your parents spent 18, 25, 30 years investing in you, it shouldn't be a problem that you don't return on that investment,
I'm not saying
especially
that
for black
that's the
people.
problem, but if your mom or your dad is an able-bodied enough citizen where they can get out here and they can work and they choose not to because they don't want to,
Hmm.
they know you got it, then that's a different story. Now,
Yeah,
if
that's what I'm.
mommy, like I
Yeah,
said, if
and
my
that's what
mom
I'm
was
saying. If
disabled
you
and she
have
couldn't
it,
work
that's
no more, or she got hurt on her job and she needed to live with me, then that's something different. But if my mother is still working, still living, still
Hmm.
breathing, still driving, still can able to take care of herself, there is no reason that I should be responsible for her living expenses. There should be
And
no
it,
reason.
exactly.
but that's why I said culturally we are so behind, because in other cultures it's a norm for families to live together and build wealth, and the grandparents stay at home and babysit, because those same people who complain are the same people who have little Ray Ray over at grandma's house every weekend and every
Now,
summer.
see, that's
But
the
you have a
difference, though.
problem
That's the
with
difference, though. If
supporting that person.
that's the difference
That's
with
the
that is
difference. That's what I
you
gotta
gotta
say. It's a
understand that the
difference.
mother is there helping and assisting in the household as well. Not she there being a leech. She's there helping
Right.
and assisting. If she is there watching the kids while we go to
Mhm.
work and we don't have to pay for daycare and
Or
she's not
going to
looking for
school.
nothing in return, if she's there, if the kids go over her house every weekend and we slide her a few dollars, that's our choice. But you got these mothers out here who feel like you're obligated for me to come live with you. I ain't watching your kids while I live in your household. I'm not helping you. I'm not doing nothing for you. But oh, my credit card bill is due. Can you pay this for me? I don't understand it. You have those cultures where the mother is helping. She's cooking,
Mhm.
she's cleaning, she's doing laundry. You have those relationships, and I'm even like in Arabic communities or in different type of ethnicities, you have those parents who are in the household with their child doing the household duties while the wife and the husband go to work. But you got those, but see, in the black community, where we get it twisted is we let our mamas come live with us or our daddies come live with us, and they ain't doing shit all day. They don't want to watch the grandkids. You still got to pay for daycare. You still got to come home and cook them and your family a meal. I don't think that's fair.
And that's what my statement wasn't pointed at just the children, but
Yeah.
all the way around, we are really backwards in how we communicate. Like there are cultures that they buy an apartment building and they all
Mm-hmm.
live in that apartment building, or they all live in that home until everybody can afford their own home.
Until everybody can afford their
And
own.
we don't,
Or they like people
the
now are
shared
buying schools.
responsibilities is just
People
backwards. And you
people
have
are
Yeah.
now
all
buying schools, abandoned schools. They're buying schools and moving the whole families into the school.
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why, and I think that's why when we look at these situations, we are so warped in how we see them, because we have not
Mm-hmm.
been used to. And you have so many parents that are now like, I'm not watching your damn children,
Yeah.
because times have changed and now they have opportunities to be able to do the things that you are just getting to do, or this generation is just getting to do. So I
Right.
think we need to go back. Like I'm one of the people. I don't think I could live at home anymore. I don't have a mother that is going to be, Susie homemaker. I don't have that mother. So
Right.
it would be best if I lived on my own. But at the same
Right.
time, if anything was to ever happen to my mother, whomever I'm with, just know my mother coming to live with me. It's not going to be a situation of we got to think about. There's no thinking about it, and that's just culturally how I am
That's
personally.
how you, yeah. But
But
see,
Yeah.
okay.
you
But
may
when
have
we
that
talk,
mother who, but see, you don't have any kids or anybody
You don't know
to,
that. You don't know that. I just may
I know
be
you
private about it.
don't. Got no goddamn children. But
also when you talk about the terms
yeah,
of when you talk about terms of the the parents, like the generational wealth and having whole families stand together and stuff like that, it
Hmm.
has to be an understanding across the board though, and that's like you said, culturally we don't want to do the same as the other cultures. we
And we want
we
the same
don't.
results, though. We want the same results
Yes,
for us doing the
we
work.
want to. Everybody, exactly. Everybody wants to have their hand out with the expectation of only one person in the house working,
Hmm.
preferably the oldest child, or the child that who was more well off. Who the child that basically the A plus child. we don't, as a generation, you don't understand about the other cultures and how everybody is playing a part so that that family can grow together, and not
Right.
everybody having their own expectations and wanting their own, like, this person has their hand out, this person, oh, I just want to keep getting my nails done, I want to keep having so and so pay my car note. Why should I pay my car note? That's what I got so and so for. Why I got to keep paying this? This is what I got so and so for. It has to be an understanding. That's the biggest thing. Or we're not gonna grow. We're not gonna grow.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of the parents, and not just the toxic parents, but I think a lot of the parents are in a space where they simply the assumption is, I've been given and pouring into this child for this time. It's time for me to take a break, especially in these situations where there's a single parent, or is a parent with a disability, and that other parent is like, at some point we all want relief. So when I have a child, if I choose to, the assumption is going to be, I'm pouring into you, and you better get the grades, you better get the XYZ. If I'm doing all these things in preparation for you to be adult, you better look back and take care of the person who's taking care of you. And I'm not saying, right off the bat, 18, them checks better start being returned. But at some point, the idea should be, just in the case of, what was his name? Kobe Bryant's mother-in-law.
Yeah.
The assumption was, in his case, he was taking care of his mother-in-law. But the daughter did not have that same value system. And the moment he passed away, she cut her off. So why would you do that in a space where your husband, who money it is, was already doing this? Now, the mother had obligation issues, but you had already set her up. But as long as you was getting yours, you didn't care what he was giving your mother, until it was in your power to be able to do the same thing. That's where we are warped in our cultural differences now. Like, we don't think about our parents who have poured into, whether y'all had a effed up relationship, she got you to the point where you just married a billionaire. So you should at least think about your mom. If you don't do anything but put her in an apartment, or give her a really nice, retirement home, and just keep her to that distance if y'all don't have a relationship. But just letting her go for broke, it's like, who are you? Like, your children are watching you do this and may do the same thing to you. So that's the only thing that I see.
That's true, but I'm not expecting my kids to grow up and buy me a big house. I'm not expecting that, because those are goals that I have set for my own self.
Right.
I'm not expecting my kids to grow up to be financially stable to buy me a Bentley. Those are not goals that I have set for the reason why I want my kids to be successful. They're not what my goals are for my kids to be successful. I understand what you're saying, like if I'm retired and things like that, but I'm not expecting them to buy me a house, because that's my own set goal. I already have my own.
Two houses. There's nothing wrong with two houses.
It's nothing wrong with two houses, but I'm not going to sit there and dig in his butt about, oh, where my house at? Oh, you didn't got your doctorate. Where my house at? I'm not going to do that.
But I think the point that I'm making is not necessarily the stuff, but the assumption that there's no payback system, and not just monetarily, but you have so many children. You have children that are living hood rich right now, and their parents were paying bail and bailing them out and buying Pampers, and they don't feel the obligation to even, hey, you know what? Let me handle my mother's electricity this month. Or let me do something nice for her just because.
Was on here putting up their houses for their sons to get out of jail.
Exactly.
And leaving their houses. Now doing the same thing, making all this money, and grandma's still hungry.
Yeah.
Grandma still ain't got no groceries. Grandma's still on the bus stop. And for me, I be seeing these older women on the bus stop, and I'll be like, damn, where they grandsons or they granddaughters at? But then you got to think about what kind of relationship she had with her kids, with her grandkids. What kind of relationship do you have with them? Because grandparents got the thing to think that they are superior. You are not, because you are somebody's grandmother don't mean you are superior and you are you are Jesus. No, that's not how that works.
But it's that, I don't think so. I think in many cases that's the issue. But in some cases, I deserve that respect. I
You do
deserve
have,
that.
you
I
have
deserve if I'm not driving for
if
my
you
my
are
son
that
to say,
type of
"Hey, mom,
grandparent,
you good today? You
but
want
I
me to
feel
come
like
pick
this.
you up?" He
I
going
feel
to
like
pick
this.
up. He
You
going to
are
pick
that
up the
type of
same
grandparent
girl
that
from the
earned
same
that,
hospital. Go ahead.
if you are that type of grandparent that earned that respect, but in the same breath, if you was that grandparent that always get your little badass away from me, I don't like your ugly ass, and you know you have those grandparents. And then now
Mm-hmm.
grandma old and missing a leg, and she want me to come pick her up when she done told me all my life, all my childhood, and in my teenage years that she couldn't stand me and she didn't like me. But now she beat me.
Right.
And that's the
Now
cycle of life. That's a cycle of life. And
I feel like
despite your relationship with your parent, there's still an honor that has to happen. Like I
I
may
don't know
not get
whether
along
that's a
with you, but I'm gonna
difference.
make sure I look out for you every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday. If you in the hospital, I'm gonna make. But they're just like there are toxic parents, there are toxic children who have been spoiled, who feel like they don't
Oh,
have an
now that is something you
obligation.
can say. Now that's a show. Toxic
Hmm.
children.
Yes.
You have
Hmm.
toxic kids. You that's a show in itself.
Right.
That's a show in itself.
And we know
You
plenty of
have
those. We know plenty
you
of
have
those.
kids who think that their parents owe them everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you have toxic kids. There's a such thing as toxic children.
Yeah.
Jerome said it's not my job to take care. It's not your kid's job to take care of you. It's not. At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
that's my feeling. Like if I had it and I was making enough money, 250,000 or something like that a year, and my parent needed to come live with me because
Hmm.
they whatever, then I would do that.
Right.
But I'm not going to because
Obligate yourself.
I'm not going to obligate myself to take care of you if you are still able-bodied, working, living, breathing, and doing things and making money on your own, and you looking at me like, oh, you bought a Range Rover. Oh, you need to come pay me. You need to come pay my car payment, or you need to come do this.
That's
Oh, you
that.
bought that. Oh, well, why you ain't pay my debt? You have those
And it,
parents who feel like
but Black, that sounds weird to think that,
sounds weird to me,
but
but
in
it
a
happens.
sense, no, I'm saying it sounds weird that we do have this thing where we don't feel obligated.
Yeah.
It feels weird to me, and I think I have a certain way of thinking because I was raised with a great grandparent in my home, so I have so
Mhm.
much respect. Even when an adult is being disrespectful on my job, or I still have a certain way that I deal with that person because grandparents can be evil. They can go through spells where they're not feeling their best, or they looking back at life and not feeling like they fulfilled, or they get grumpy because of how their children are treating you. But
Yeah.
I learned how to have reverence for elders only simply because I could see what got them to that point. I learned and understood that my great grandmother had 17 children, but only one made it to the house on a weekly basis. And
Mm.
you see things like that, and you don't
Now, do
understand
you
why
think that says a
people
lot
didn't
about great
react.
grandma?
Say it again.
Do you think that says a lot about how great grandma was?
No, not always. It doesn't say a lot because if she ended up in that position, it was because of her giving. Like, and we have to understand, Black people haven't been able to own things and achieve the way we are now. We're looking at grandma in 2022 versus grandma was born in 1908 or so on and so forth. So you got to understand what the time change has been.
Well, the time has changed. You got grandmas that are now 32.
Right. So and they were born at a specific time where they got certain advantages. So my great grandmother didn't was never wealthy because every dime she went to 17 children.
And
So
where is it?
it's just we grow up in a space where, well, I'm grown now. And you don't feel obligated to continue the same traditions and cultures. Like I look at other cultures and I still feel a certain ounce of jealousy because as Black people at large, some of us do, but a lot of us don't. We don't have that
A lot
that
of us don't
homage
value
to our
family. A
elders.
lot of us don't value family. We don't.
We don't.
At
A lot of
all.
us don't value, and then that's because some people have been through things with their
Yeah,
family that they can't talk about. That they
yeah.
can't do because we are the only culture who sweeps shit under the rug.
And that's how we have to survive, though, Black.
Let's keep
That's
it in
how
the
we
house.
survive.
But she want to punish me. But that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
We
Mm-hmm.
can go deep into that. We can go real deep into that.
Well,
And
write
there
it
is
down.
such a thing as toxic children, and being a mother is a prerequisite for abuse. That is true. And there said, I've
Mm-hmm.
never disrespected my mother, but she was a demon to me. I just kept it on a
Oh,
necessity basis. And her mother,
Well, how
grandma,
was she treated? How was she treated?
I
oh,
sat with her while she transitioned, even though she never sat or kept me. I
Yeah.
cleaned her, loved on her, and she died mean. See, I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do that. And I always tell her this every time I talk to her. I commend her for that because
Yeah.
there's no way my mom was a fucking evil wench to me. And then in her last days, instead of her trying to right her wrong with me, she still was a bitch. I couldn't do it. No disrespect, Indira.
But
But
it,
that's
listen,
but, but
karma,
sometimes
though.
you gotta overlook. You have to
Right.
overlook those things
I ain't
because.
that type. And listen. I'm telling you now. I ain't that type of person to do that. I can't do it. I can't do it.
But in all my relationships, I'm learning really now to dig deeper and not to
Right.
justify their behavior, but
At
to
all.
go back to the origin to understand why they are this way.
Right.
People aren't necessarily born evil; they're born into that,
Yeah.
and
They are
how they're
born evil,
because that becomes their
but
protective shell.
my biggest
Hmm.
thing with people and growing up, I cannot stand that I am this way because I am this way. You gotta have some type of fucking accountability about yourself and about your life. Because
But they
there's
have
no
to.
way
That is something
you
that
expect
doesn't
me to
just
keep
happen,
going
though.
forward with your shit because you are that way, because you are that way. No, I'm gonna
Well,
hold you
it's
accountable.
like no, but
It is a choice, though.
It's like Nate said, if they're not dated and they weren't born into it, they were raised into it. So if they don't see wrong in it, how are they gonna correct their right?
If you like, just give an example. You have a child
And then
that was hardly fed, but
mm-hmm.
give the example a child that was hardly fed in life, and so when they get to school or they get to somebody else's house, they eating like an animal.
Right.
That behavior then follows them into adulthood until somebody makes them aware. Somebody who gets through to them makes them aware. Often, some of these relatives, they don't know that their behavior is toxic because that's how they've lived. That's how they've
Mm-hmm.
been nurtured. So
That's
they
how
really don't know. I had those family members. I just lost my grandmother or my father's mother, and she was evil to me growing up. And then listening to my other family members at the funeral talk about how she liked me. But I was like, she ain't never said that shit to me.
like me. She ain't never showed me she liked me.
But it was the fact that I never matched her energy
Right.
because I never took it I realized it was something that happened to her, and that was part of my mother saying she had a really tough life. So I don't treat her the way she treats you. I've never came to her with open arms, but when I was in her presence, it was always a respectful grandma, announcing
I'm
her.
gonna be
Her other
respectful until
grandchildren
you
called her
get
by her first
disrespectful. Then
name.
I'm gonna have to get right on your level, niece.
Yeah, but we gotta start giving
I am
grace.
that generation that don't tolerate disrespect no matter how old you are. I don't
Mm,
tolerate disrespect. I don't care
yeah.
how old you are. Because my thing
But
is,
the older they
I get it, grandma, you're 75, but you're not gonna talk to me out your neck crazy.
But
You're not.
some older people, you got to think about it. If you're thinking about it and you're talking about it from an elderly aspect, some of these elderly people mentally aren't there. So you have to think
Yeah.
about things like that. You have to be more
I get
compassionate
that.
when it comes
I
to
get
terms
that
of the
too.
elderly
But if
people.
you got your right mind, you're not gonna talk to me crazy. You just not.
But it's not,
I
but
don't
we have to stop taking it personal and realize that
Absolutely.
person is a result, but it's a
absolutely gotta
result
stop
of
taking it
trauma
personal.
though. And it's
Absolutely.
not to negate anybody's feelings because those feelings are real for you. Those experiences are real. But understand that same grace is not being given to this person. You want somebody to, despite how they've been raised and hammered down on, you want them to still rise above that and treat you like you're a queen. But they've never been treated that way. So how can they treat you that way? And that's no excuse again for their behavior, but nobody's ever given them that space. Nobody's ever given them love and then checked them. They've always checked them without any follow-up. So if you don't have no solutions, what are you doing? Like What are you doing? Why are you angry if you have no solutions for
Right.
that person? Like, grandma, come on, let's go to this therapy session. Come to this therapy session with me.
Oh,
You know,
child, please.
understand those things. But
Or
When
just be able to try and have a conversation, try and open up a conversation about, just like
right,
my
when
grandmother, when
Derek
my
said my
grandmother was
daughter
still
begged me to
here,
stop going
I would
teaching my
sit with her, and I don't even know how the conversations would start, but I will always listen because somehow she ended up getting back to a conversation of how she grew up in her childhood. So
right,
just sitting there and just starting off, you can start off with a conversation from anywhere. I can't even tell you how many conversations I had
yeah,
of, my grandmother growing up in all the situations she's ever been in, fights, everything like that, how she had family members that did treat her wrong. And I
yeah.
never brought up those conversations and said, Mama, who hit you? Who did this? Who that?
Who
I never
gives
brought up
a
those
yeah.
conversations. It's just a matter of sitting there and listening to
Give
your
them
elders
that
because they
space.
may tell you.
And see, even the same level of compassion that I have for people now, that came from doing that just thing, having a great grandmother who didn't want to go outside and do nothing, who wanted to sit in her room and just be at peace because this was the first time she didn't have a house full of children to deal with in life. So I had to understand that, and it's just I just want us as Black people to treat each other a little bit better and,
Yeah,
and
me
not,
too.
not not necessarily because you feel like that person deserves it, but because you deserve it. And it's time to start breaking those cycles because we're just going, and now you will be the bitter old
But
lady,
that's the
and then
thing. We can't
your
keep
child will be the
teaching
bitter
our
old lady.
children. But here's
Yeah.
the thing: we can't keep teaching our children to take great grandma disrespect because she great grandma. No, no.
Mm-mm. But go
Uh-uh.
take one. But if you don't want to take that from her no more, take her to therapy.
Right.
Help her
I'm
out.
just not gonna
Give
come
her some
around her.
solutions.
I'm not gonna bring myself or my children around to put them in a
Well, the
situation
problem will
where
never be solved. Then she will go to her grave. That
because she gonna
person.
go to her grave just that way.
Or she
And
might just,
that's
it
where
just
we
might
are.
be as simple as she
And
might
that's
just
really
be
where we are
lonely.
right now in life because nobody really wants to change the way that they are towards people because they feel like I'm fine this way. You
Well,
have some
I'm
people
gonna
who
tell
want to
you, Black.
change.
I'm gonna tell you, Black. They don't want to change because they don't have any other options. They
That's true.
don't. They don't have
It's
any other
easy
options
to be
other
something
than
else
that's
to
how
be
people
taught
go
to
treat
them.
them.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. When I was younger, I did a project for school, and I went to my great grandmother, and I talked. I interviewed her for a class project, and I found out that she used to run numbers. And one time, because it was illegal, she went to jail for about a month. And in
Mm.
that time, all 17 of her children were split up. And
Wow.
she specifically talked about my grandmother taking it the hardest because she was matched with this church lady. And she didn't have control over who took her children. It was just the neighborhood split them up. And this one took that one and that one took that one. And I realized why my grandmother don't like the color pink. I realized why my grandmother don't like dresses because this lady forced her. She was in holiness, so she forced my grandmother to put these dresses on because she never had any girls of her own, and she forced her to go to church. My grandmother never went to church. My grandmother never wore pink. She never wore dresses. And it wasn't until I did that interview with my great grandmother that I even realized that. So when I asked my grandmother, I could see her whole expression change, but
Mm.
nobody ever acknowledged it. Nobody
Right.
ever dealt with it or,
Right.
dealt with her. And she never got any therapy. And I wish I was grown enough to have ushered that in for her because she was a talented cook. She was so helpful and creative and really the reason I do the things. But if we just ask those questions and just dig a little bit deeper and have solutions. I mean, therapy is not the solution for everybody, but
Therapy is
getting
not the solution for everybody. You're
but
right.
we got to give each other that space and that opportunity. The same thing that I talk about giving men that space. We got to give our family members that same space. And it don't mean you got to be around them because you can love them from a distance,
Love
but
them from
you
a
can't
distance.
add
That's
to the
my
trauma
motto.
that they've
I'm
already
gonna love you
gotten.
from a distance. I'm gonna love you from a distance. And
Right.
Darius said, my daughter begged me to stop going. She said, Mom, please stop going up there. I couldn't see her die alone. It was painful, and her origin was demonic. Yeah. She said it was trauma indeed. Gerard said, respect is respect. I don't care who you are. And old people say shit that you can brush off, but it's levels. It is levels. And there said the verbiage used at me made me aware of what to say out my mouth to my children and grandchildren. I refuse to abuse them with my mouth. Never call them bullshit or stupid. Yeah. And there's I don't wear watches to this day because they cause me anxiety and I feel rushed due to her childhood. Damn.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Now, did that
That's another
affect
thing
you as
too.
an adult?
When I can't stand going out here and I'm seeing these parents, shut your stupid ass down, shut your dumb ass up. What you stupid? I can't stand that shit. I cannot stand it because you are tearing down a child's self-esteem that way. And everywhere you go in this city, and I can't speak for other cities because I ain't been living in no other cities, but everywhere you go in this city, you will see a mother on the corner, shut your ass up. What the fuck you crying for? Sit your stupid ass down. Like that to them is normal. And to me, that ain't normal.
It's not.
It's not normal. That's not normal.
And so that may also go in hand with what you were talking about at first about the toxic children.
Yeah,
with toxic children, where they come from.
That creates a pattern and a line of a new generation that is going to be like, well, my mama called me dumb. My mama called me stupid. Right. Tamika said, at least allow people to have a dialogue, but you can't talk or speak how they feel. But you can't want people to talk or speak how they feel when you shun them for it. That's why a lot of people rather walk away and burn a bridge than to fix it and be able to cross the bridge. Yeah. True. A lot of people don't want a dialogue. A lot of people don't want to talk about it because a lot of people don't know how to communicate how they really feeling. A lot of people don't know how to, 90% of society do not know how to communicate. And it's so hard, especially when people are defensive. People are going to already come into the conversation with their guard up because I feel like I'm being attacked. People don't know how to handle constructive criticism. And that says a lot about society today. Right now, we are living in the world where people cannot stand constructive criticism because either they thinking you coming for them, you attacking them, you coming for their character, you're coming for who they are as a person. And it's like, we don't even see it. Like, you know what? If I come to you and I say, Kia, I really don't like how you talk to me sometimes. And I really feel like, you know, if you keep doing it, I'm going to have to go my way and you go yours. Don't mean I don't like you. Don't mean I don't love you. I just don't like the way you say things to me. You as a person should feel like, you know what? I'm not going to gaslight Crystal into thinking that I'm talking so that I ain't saying how I'm, you know, and you taking it too wrong. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. Ashley say, I don't like that either. Yeah, I can't stand it, Ashley. I cannot stand when you see these ghetto-ass mamas or these regular mamas, shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. What the fuck you doing that for? You dumb, like, why are you talking to your kids that way? Like, what?
That's probably the same way that somebody talked to them. That's probably the same way they were talked to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, so let's get on to the next topic because she just took.
And there's I allow space for my children to speak about topics and people, even if the topic is me, because parenting is a journey and I want them to feel heard and safe. Right. That's it, Indira. I want them to feel heard and safe
I like
too.
That.
And,
I like that.
And as a parent, as a mother or a father, and I want everybody to hear this, you are supposed to be the safe space for your kids. You are supposed to be the safe space for your children because they deal with so much in society right now, no matter how old they are. You are supposed to be that safe space for them, especially when they're younger. Because it starts as, okay, I could go to my mother when I was 8 and tell my mother about this. So now that I'm 15, I can go to my mother and tell my mother this. I'm 22. Now I can go to my mother. You got to be able to have that type of transparency with your kids. Because if you're not the safe space for them, anybody in this world can get them to do any fucking thing.
That's true.
If you're not the safe space for your children, I don't know what you're doing. And don't every time, and this is how I deal with mine. If he wrong, I'm going to be like, look, little nigga, that was wrong. You know, if he come to me and say, Ma, I got into this problem. I got into this situation. It ain't no, what the fuck you mean? You dummy, you this. I'm not going to do that to them. I'm not going to make him feel like he already feels. Especially if he's feeling wrong and down about something. And Dara said, yes, must be the safe space. True. Ashley said, yes, my daughter can come and talk to me about anything. And that's the most important thing right now, Ashley, to me. You have a young daughter who's a teenager in high school. She needs you like no other right now. She is going to need you like no other. These next few years of her life is going to be essential to her being a woman and essentially growing into the woman that she wants to be. Because if she can come to you now as a teenager and say, Mom, I'm going through this, there is no limit as to what she can come tell you. Nothing. Because as mothers and as mothers with teenage daughters, this time is crucial in their lives. This
Definitely.
is a crucial time in their lives. High school and the first couple of years of college is the most crucial time in a teenage girl's life. There's no other time like it. They need their mothers because they're going to go through so many different identities. They're going to go through so many crises. They're going to go through so much in this time. And there was that my youngest was 18 will tell me the truth, even if it was an error, and I listen, understand, then allow him to come to some resolution. Yeah, I know Reggie gonna speak his mind. That's one thing about Reggie. He gonna say what's on his mind. He gonna say what's on his mind. That's me. If something is bothering me and I don't like it, I'm gonna speak my mind. I have to, because I am not going to allow my emotions to bottle up inside. And then when I snap, oh my God, what's wrong with her? No.
So what's wrong?
What's wrong with her? I'm about to snap. That's what.
You stupid. But yeah. So let's get into the second half of the topic. So when we in terms of relationships and marriages, I want to talk about, well, not in terms of marriages really. This one is more for relationships. I'm alone, not lonely. Understand the difference from being alone.
I'm alone but not lonely. What you mean?
People don't understand the difference. So let's think in terms of those family members. Every time, if you're a single adult, every time you go into family functions, family events, those aunts that always come to you and ask you why you don't have a man, why you don't have a girlfriend, why you're not married yet, why you're not in a relationship.
Oh, okay. So you mean like I'm alone, meaning I'm single, but I'm not lonely because
right.
Okay. I mean, for me, I don't know. Like, I can't. Well, that could mean a bunch of different things. For me, that means I don't want to tolerate nobody bullshit. I'm happy being single, and I've been through so many detrimental relationships that I don't even want to deal with nobody right now. And even people in these relationships, these marriages, these girlfriend and boyfriends, they not even happy. Shit, auntie, where your man at? Where your husband? Because every time we have a family function, your man ain't never around.
Right, but why is it an issue? Why is it always an issue? Why should it be an issue brought to the forefront every time you come to a family event? Your family members want to know why you.
I think that's just family being nosy. That's just
why
family
you
being
single?
family.
Why you ain't bring? Oh, you ain't bring. And then the ones that try to be real slick with it, like, oh, you ain't bring so and so.
Yeah, I think that's just family being family. You know, doing the little shit that they did. That's just who we are.
I just feel like, just ask me, am I happy?
Living my life, that's true. And Dara said, when I was single, I enjoyed my alone time, my uninterrupted freedom. I had a variety and definitely wasn't lonely. Especially when them kids got older, it was me time. Listen,
yeah. So it's like,
I can honestly say, like, I ended my relationship a couple weeks ago, and for me, I can honestly say it's a huge weight off my shoulders. Because now I don't have to worry about somebody clocking my time, where I'm going, who I'm going with, worry about their insecurities, then on top of my insecurities, what he doing, it feels so good to not have that. Now, in some aspects, it do get like, damn, I kind of miss that person, but when I really break it down to myself, I'm like, girl, your ass is way better off and chilling, you know. And Gerard said, mind your business. That's right, mind your business. That's the most thing we need to tell our family. Mind your damn business. And Dara said, I want to see y'all with some water. Put that Pepsi and ginger ale down. Okay, I got you, Dara. Next podcast, all water. We're going to keep that. I had a taste for some soda. I ain't even going to lie. I want me a little soda right now. My little sweet tooth was kicking. But, yeah. For me, it's like, you have those family members who want to be nosy, who want to be like, oh well, where is such and such? I ain't seen him. You have those family members when you go to these functions that want to know what's going on. But I think that for me, that's just, in my opinion, I think it's just Black families and just something that we do. And it ain't even really like they want to see us with somebody. They just want to be nosy, like Gerard said. I knew
Yeah.
he wasn't one last since he was doing too much underhanded stuff. Yeah.
Why you got that fly swatter up? I don't like nothing about.
I don't have no bail or nothing to rain. I'm playing the fly swatter. Too much. Doing too much.
But my thing is the way people, so more so like the way you make people feel. You have to realize the way that you make people feel by saying those things as family members. If you're truly my family member, you truly care about me, you have to think about those things, what you say to people, because that really plays on that can really play on somebody's feelings and emotions, because they may have came in there, in good spirits, like, I'm single, I'm alone, but I'm happy. But now y'all done beat them down because y'all done asked them 550 million questions about why they came by themselves. So now they sitting back home alone, and they start playing in their thoughts. Damn.
And there said, I saw it in your eyes. I said, oh hell no, he about to real quick. It took 2 years too long, but he had to go. Arrivederci.
Oh God.
And let me just say this. Ladies, this is a little bit off topic. When y'all see them red flags, and I'm speaking this for myself, run. Stop thinking you at Carnival. Stop thinking you at Six Flags. Stop thinking it's an event going on outside. Baby, them red flags mean something. And when we see them, we need to take off and don't look back. Baby, run out your shoes if you have to. Get the fuck out of there, because we can't, and I'm saying this, and I'm going to say this from personal experience. We cannot keep allowing these individuals, man or woman, to come into our lives with these red flags. We are overlooking them, thinking that everything is going to change. You are absolutely right, Gerard. I don't pay attention to the red flags, and that right now cease. I cannot learn.
They want to know more. They want to know where the red flag's going to lead them.
And Gerard said, red flag, don't leave. Learn my lesson. Mm-hmm. Red flag. When I see them red flags, honey, I'm out of there. I don't got time, because we look at. I have a tendency to look at these red flags, and I sit there and say, well, I can kind of help them change that. And for me, Gerard know this. I have the tendency to try to see the good in all people, and I cannot keep doing that.
You a fixer upper.
We keep ignoring them. We can't expect better. That's right.
Gerard, you a fixer upper.
If we ignore him, how would he learn, and how would that person know? It's like, I can't keep it. I can't. We as women and men gotta know these red flags are very, very, very important. And a lot of things that people do and how people are and the way that because it's only going to take a person but so long to keep allowing a representative to come to the forefront. Sooner or later, the real them going to come out. So right now, remember, in every aspect of meeting a new person, you're not meeting them. You're meeting their representative. Right. You're meeting some people who have personally created their own representative to go out in the community and push the me board. Here's my flyer. I'm a great woman and I'm looking for a great man. I have a nice job. Here, take my pamphlet. Maybe you'll call me. No. Don't stop looking for the good, but also live in the real reality. Yeah, that's true, Nate.
Check your facts.
I wasted so many years pouring into graveyards when I was a tool. Oh, baby. You talking about grave digger? You talking about the grave digger? Oh, baby, I was digging graves.
I heard
dead people.
I heard on, I don't know if it was a Medea play or a Medea movie. I think it was a movie, the last movie she might have done, where she said you got to see people in all of their seasons.
Yeah.
Not just one.
I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I can't allow myself to see you in all your seasons. If I meet and you are in your I'm a piece of shit season and I see the piece of shit flags, I got to learn to let go in the piece of shit season. All right, I can't go on to the he doing all right kind of season. I can't do that.
Yeah, but if you start off in a he doing all right season, you got to see him in all the
if I
rest.
start off
Don't
in
let
he doing
that.
all right season, but then I don't know. I can't. I don't know. But that right there got me a little messed up. I'm gonna have to come back to that. Gerard said, you can't fix nobody. That's impossible. If a person fucked up, I just let them be fucked up. I was blessed to see that. And let me say this.
Everybody want a project.
Gerard, and I tell him this all the time, he has a spirit of discernment like no other. He will peep it and be like, don't do it, Crystal. Or can't do it, moving out the way. He has that. And I tell him all the time, I wish I could just be like you. He see it, he be like, nope, that bitch tied her shoe wrong. She crazy. Can't do it. Gotta go. Yeah, like
that's just his tolerance. That's because that's his tolerance. His tolerance.
I see this nigga, he got the same belt on. Can't fuck with him. Gotta go. He that ain't my homeboy.
He is at
his shoelaces untied. Nope, can't do it. Gotta go.
That's because he's at an age. He's at an age of tolerance. So his tolerance is short.
He's only 4 years older than me.
It don't take too much. You said what?
He only 4 years older than me.
Exactly. He my age, and our tolerance is short.
It's not like he too much different. It's a 4-year difference.
Listen,
it's
I'm
like
telling you,
years,
but you see things different. But you see things different because of your experience. So your tolerance level is real short. You already know what you're looking for. You already know what you want. You already know what you ain't tolerating. You already know what you're not dealing with. You already know what's going to tick you off, what's going to irritate you. So you are mature enough to say, you know what, this ain't going to work. I'm walking away versus I'm going to get us another try. Let me see more into it. Let me think about it a little bit more. Maybe I can change it this way.
That's my problem. See, that's my problem.
See? That's what I'm
my
saying.
problem. I can't, and I used to say this all the time. I cannot keep being Captain Save-A-Hoe.
You cannot.
Baby, I can't swim. So how
you save them DIY projects for your house.
I have to use that analogy. You can't swim, Crystal. So why are you trying to save everybody? Why you trying to save them? You can't swim. Nope. So when you out there drowning, who the fuck gonna save you? Nobody. Who gonna save you? Nobody.
Save your DIY projects for home, not for niggas.
That's right. trying to do a DIY. I can't do that. Nigga need therapy. Somebody ain't me, Nate. I can't. And
that's sex therapy.
That's therapy. And black men and women go to therapy, get some fucking help. Because don't nobody want to be in a relationship with no fucked up individual. Don't nobody want to be with no fucked up individual. Whether you a mama's boy, whether you got mommy issues, whether... Oh, John, that was hurtful. This is what like Charlie said, it's not what you want. Yeah, you want him. I don't know who commented the most disrespectful, yours or Gerard's.
What?
I don't know who more disrespectful, Nate or Gerard. And I don't like neither one of you niggas right now. You never said I can't play no more. I'm 40. Husband got one the right way. Mm-hmm. Anything else is a non-negotiable.
Right.
It's a non-negotiable for me. And this, I was listening to the radio this morning, and they was talking about a girl who was in a relationship with a guy. Anyway, she liked to hang out. She liked to party. He was a homebody. And one of the commenters said, how dare you want her to be the lamest version of herself? I don't want to be the lame version of me. I don't want to be. I don't want to be the lame version of Crystal. I like who I am as an individual. I like the things that I do. I like my life the way it's set up. I don't want to change that at this moment. And unfortunately, if you are one of them people who cannot handle that somebody does not want to transition out of something that helps them, then you are not for them. Because
if somebody okay, so based upon what you just said,
yeah, go ahead.
If somebody comes off and say, okay, BlackRoses, that's you're right. That's not what I want. I don't want what you got to get. Are you one of those people that's going to keep pushing it? Or are you going to say, okay, I understand.
Because I ain't changing myself for you. No.
Some people are like that. I have to ask. Some people do.
I don't like no man to play video games. In my last 2 relationships, these niggas was fucking game hunts. I cannot stand My next relationship, my nigga better not have no fucking game system.
I hate gamers.
I don't even want you to have no games on your phone.
I hate gamers.
Matter of fact, we can't even play hide and seek. I ain't playing no.
I hate gamers. I cannot stand a gamer.
It's not that I want to. And here's the thing: I realize if that's your piece, I'm gonna let that be your piece. But if going out and having fun is my piece, why can't my piece be my piece? Why can't
know when to put the game down?
I don't want you to put your game down because I ain't.
But know when to put your game down. If you want to sit up here and say, "Oh, I want to spend some quality time with you," and then I'm sitting here watching you play the game.
I was playing my game for money. So what? You were still playing the video games, Gerard. Fucking idiot.
Gerard, what games you play for money? I need to figure it out for my son.
Girl, it's so terrible. Like, my next relationship, my nigga better not even think about playing. He better not have no games on his phone. He better not even have no board games in his house because I ain't dealing with it.
Board games? You don't like board games?
I do, but I'm just saying that's
what I say. Board games is fun.
Sarah said, right, I came into marriage naked, told him all of my imperfections first, the worst parts of me, and showed him my likes and dislikes.
Gerard said them games was paying bills. Gerard, what games were you playing?
We balance each other. Don't get in the way of my gym or work, and make sure you always work. That's it. That shit was paying bills. I mean,
but what games?
He played like Madden. He played like 2K. Shit
Gerard,
like that.
I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram. I'm trying to get my son to pay.
My next boyfriend, if you like Call of Duty, don't fucking talk to me. Don't talk to me at all. I don't want no nigga playing Call of Duty. Fuck y'all. I don't want no man playing no games. I don't care. You got an Xbox? Cut. You got a PlayStation? Cut.
You know another thing that used to irritate me when I was dating, but now it's funny because I literally sit there, artists. When they would go in the studio, when you had an artist like a rapper, and you gotta sit there in like the studio. When I was younger, that
no, I'm not sitting in the studio with you. No, I'm not writing no hooks with you. No, I'm not sitting in there listening to you rap. I can't stand it. I don't like loud noises. No.
That would bore me.
You won't be single forever, then, Bass. Well, just single it is. Girl, you was irritating. He gonna say that last nigga was a child. Oh, get off this show. Get off this show. Gerard.
I'm getting ready to get off this show, but I need my popcorn at the same time.
Sharon gonna holler facts, salty yo. Sharon and Gerard, get off my show.
I'm getting ready to get off the show.
But listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't care. I can't deal with it. Listen. No rapper, can't do it. And if you come with liking loud music, I can't deal with you because why the music that loud? Crystal, you dated a rapper. Oh,
I want to know who too.
I dated a rapper. Oh yeah, but no, because I never I don't know when we got together, he never really was in the studio like that. So
I don't like them kind of. I didn't. Now that it's my job, it's like.
Indira, my noise tolerance, and I posted this on Facebook the other day.
That's because
I literally ride in my car with the radio off. I hate loud music. And what's the thing about it in the mornings when people be bumping their music all loud? It's 7 a.m. man. It is 7 a.m., sir.
I bump my music loud too early in the morning. I wake myself up before I go to work.
You stutter, you know you lie. I ain't lying, girl. I ain't lying. I love silence. I cannot stand riding around with a bunch of loud music.
Early in the morning at 7:30.
My radio is off.
But
my radio is off.
Early in the morning at 7:30. When I used to drive to work, have to drive to work, I would turn my music up and ride up 95. I had to have my music up because it was my wake up point.
Why would you do that?
Because I had to wake up. I be tired. I got to wake up, and then I got to prepare myself mentally.
Now it was days I used to sell drugs going to work. I used to listen to Yo Gotti, but now, and I guess it's because now it's because when I go to work, nobody at my job talks. Like if people on the phone talking to other, like to, people out, whatever, that's something different. But majority of the time, 80% of the time at work, it's quiet. You hear nothing but the air conditioning all day.
Oh, that's
like
fine.
You hear nothing.
Hold on, but you can listen to your music.
You can listen to your music. I usually have like I'll have a TV show playing or something, but actually I do not like. I don't ride without music no more. I used to, but now that call me quiet as hell. If I'm by myself, if I'm with other people, I don't like making them listen to silence with me. But just know
that's awkward. It's an awkward feeling.
Unless I'm turned. If I'm lit, then yeah, I'm gonna cut the music up. But 90% of the time, when I'm going to work, when I'm just riding by myself, that music is off. It's off.
I don't know.
I'll cut the radio on and I'll be like, this shit ain't it. Cut it off. You should listen to me on your way to work. Okay, Motor Chronicles. Okay, I will. Don't tell me. And then, Sharon, I'm still mad you want to say I'm going to be single forever. So, what's the problem with that? I could be single forever. I don't know. Now you saved and sanctified. I am. And I am. Actually, don't be talking about me. Motor Chronicles, I should listen to you on my way to work. Do you have the soothing voice? I hope your voice is very soothing.
I was
very easy, very smooth, very relaxing. I know I sound like a man, so I know some people listen to this podcast like, who that dude on there? That's right. We're gonna be together forever. Ain't no breaking us up. Me and you, us never part.
Oh my God. Anyways, guys.
Last but not least, what's the last subject?
Jerome said you will have a boyfriend next week.
Fuck you, Jerome. He said strong women don't need no man. That's right. You gonna have a boyfriend? No, I'm not.
Oh, he got a southern accent.
I don't even have any candidates. I told you I need to do starting five. I don't even have no starting five no more.
He said he got a southern accent.
Oh, a southern accent. I like. Sharon, get off this show. Talking about facts. I don't even have no steady, like, But
okay, so the last topic before we go, the last of the topic is advise me, don't be overprotective. When I say advise me, don't be overprotective, it means give me advice. Don't tell me what I should, what I shouldn't do, but give me advice.
As far as parents?
Yes, as far as parents.
I mean, it goes back to that what I was saying.
No. Let me just get
not married
before you start going.
Advice from them because they haven't been through what I've been through. If my parent, I can go to my, like I said, I can go to my father and I can vet. But I can't go to my father and say, what should I do about this? Because my father has never been in a really long-term relationship. He hasn't. So asking either one of them is asking them because I can't do it. But I can't go to my father and say, whatever. I don't have a father the way as though he gonna be like, yeah, nigga, you do this to my daughter. No. My father don't care. He wants some entertainment. He wants cackle. That's all he wants. He want.
Oh, that's mean.
He want to laugh.
He want entertainment.
He want to laugh at my pain. Along with my mama, she want to laugh at my pain.
That is so mean.
I'm telling the truth.
No, so when I say advise, don't be overprotective, I mean, you can give suggestions, you can talk, like we can have a conversation, but don't tell me, I don't feel like you should tell like that girl ain't good for you, that girl is da-da-da-da-da. Like you planting stuff. And
you wouldn't tell, wait a minute, so if you saw something wrong with a girl that one of your sons dated, you wouldn't tell
not if something is wrong. Not if something is wrong.
Mordecai said, I give my kids advice that they ex would, but I stay out their business.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
But with some of these kids, they won't look at you and give them advice. Giving advice is good sometimes, so you gotta tell them. Yeah. Sometimes people don't want you to, sometimes people need to be told, that ain't it. That ain't it. And you don't know. Sometimes your kids might value your opinion in that point. They be like, no, and my mama say she ain't good, then she ain't good.
But I'm not talking about in that aspect. I'm talking about it in the aspect of saying, like, just because you don't like something about that person, so you
Oh,
gonna keep giving negative opinions. You see what I'm saying?
but I think as mothers, we gonna do that anyway with our sons. Well, some of us, not me. But
That's what
once
I'm
again, those mamas who think that their sons are their boyfriends, yeah,
a
you're
god.
gonna have that. Nobody will ever be good enough. You
They think
have
their
those
son's a
mothers who
god.
think that their sons is God, yep, and nobody will ever be good enough but her. And unfortunately, since we have incest laws, she can't marry her son. Because why you think she not married? Because if any real married couple and the mother is all in the son business, the father gonna be like, Sandra, get out that girl, that boy business.
Right.
Gladys, mind your business, cause no, you need to get out that boy business. And any married couple that's been married and watch their kids grow up, the father definitely gonna be the one that the son go to the most. And single mothers, yeah, it's gonna be I gonna tell my mama know everything. I don't trust these mamas. If you tell a younger kid not to date someone, they will spite you. Yes. Don't say anything. They'll figure it out except if there's abuse. That part. That's the only time I can see myself not saying anything or saying something. Oh, thank you, Tamika, for putting us up on the big screen at the Style Lounge. You guys, shop the Style Lounge, 1734 Maryland Avenue. Also, check out her page. I did a little modeling for her yesterday, but yeah.
You on the page?
On her page.
I gotta look.
And for me, it's like I'm not gonna tell my son not to date a girl because she this or she that. But if I see that, oh, why you got that bruise on you? Who did that? Oh, me and her was playing around. No, And if you know your son or your daughter is out here being abused or being abusive, you need to talk to them about that. You need to nip that in the bud because somebody gonna knock your kid head off, and preferably is
right.
Period. But I can't see myself telling Jalen like, you don't need to go with her. You need to go with somebody else because why am I in your business?
Right.
Why am I in your business? I can't do that. Saying. But to all these parents out here, if y'all are being messy in y'all kids' relationships or playing, oh, I don't like her, and and then when she get in your face, hey girl, and watch the red flags. Watch the red flags of these sons who are really attached to their mama's titties. Like Lonnie said, get off the titty.
Mama
you
boy.
Have these sons and these daughters who are attached to their parent at the hip, but refuse. Helicopter parents, that's the word. Yes, motor cop, that's the word. Helicopter parents. Can't do them. Can't do them. Can't do it. Can't do it. I can't. Me personally, I can't do it. And I need to marry into a family where it's some type of decency and order because I can't marry into no dysfunctional ass family. Even though we all have our own dysfunctions, even though every family have their dysfunctions, I don't want to marry into no phony, dysfunctional ass, phony ass family. I just don't want to do it.
At some point,
and I can't marry the golden child.
At some point, you have to let your kids grow up and be their own person.
At some point, but you have these kids who don't want to detach from their mothers. You have these sons who can't detach from their mothers, and these daughters who can't detach from their fathers.
Then your son will be alone.
And your child will be alone, like you, like you.
Child will be alone.
Or they might find somebody who just like, you know what, I'm gonna tolerate it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna tolerate it. You have some women out here and some men out here there who like it. Or you have some marriages. I see it a lot on TikTok where the husband or the wife don't even get involved with the in-laws. Oh, okay, you going over your mother's house? Go ahead. I'm staying home. I ain't going with you. Oh, you going over your father's house? Oh, all right, go ahead. I ain't going over there. You have I'm for real. I see that a lot on TikTok. Oh,
I would do that. See what David said.
Come over my mother's house when I go to my mama's house with, or my wife don't come over to my mother's house because her and my mother don't get along.
I would see how many times I can say that for David asked me why. What's going on? I would just keep
my kids moved out. I converted the room so there was no way for them to come back. That you got to do that too. Oh well, you're out there now, honey. Your room is a library. I can't. What am I supposed to do with all my books?
That is a good idea.
Your home back, no, ma'am.
That's the best parenting.
You have these parents out here who struggle with keeping their opinions to themselves. And once again, to me, it doesn't boil down to being disrespectful. It's about telling mom or telling dad their boundaries. You have to set those boundaries early on, because if not, things are only going to get worse. Things are only going to get as bad as you allow them to get.
Not only for your relationship with the person that you with, but it can be unhealthy for you and your child's relationship too.
Yeah.
Because if you're the cause,
you're making them choose between
right.
their spouse and you, and that right. should not be. I should not have to choose between my mama and what's the thing on TikTok or Facebook was who comes first, the wife, the baby mama, the mother, or the child? Who comes first in a man's life? The wife, the baby mother, his mother, or his child? Who comes first?
I would choose the child.
You would choose a child for a man's life to come first?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose a child.
I'm gonna say the wife.
My husband got life insurance policy. I'm gonna choose the child.
I'm gonna say the wife. I'm gonna say the wife. I'm gonna say the wife comes first. Baby mama is absolutely last. She ain't even in the equation. I'm gonna say the wife, then the kid. Well, the wife, then the kid, then the mother, and then the baby mother's last. Yeah.
Motor Chronicles said, I get grown people I pull over and say I'm gonna call my mama.
You a 20-something grown man and you want to call your mama on me? Not they calling their mama. Okay, he said the wife and then the child. Okay. Gerard said for me it's the kid, then the wife, then the mom. Okay, I like your thing first, Gerard.
I like Gerard's too.
Why did you say the wife and then the child? Why did you say the wife then the child? They said, I hate when I see this question. Whoever needs me and anyone needs to fall in line and help. Yeah. I be wanting to know. I want to know people's different opinions on it. Like, Gerard, why you say the kid, then the wife, and then the mom?
The kid, then the wife, then the mom.
And then the mom. Okay, Gerard, I like your answer.
I'm going to agree with Gerard.
I feel like, I feel like it's the wife, then the child.
Why? But why do you feel like it's the wife, then the child?
Because it's the person I'm married to. This is the person I'm connected to for the rest of my life. With me, it's like my kid matters, but I'm not saying they matter less than my wife.
True.
I think the order can be arranged due to circumstances. I like Gerard's order too. Motor Cop said when you get married, your wife always come first. That's true. When you get married, they always say you become one.
I like that. I like what Tamika said. I think the order can be rearranged due to the circumstances. I like that.
I think so too.
David said kids first too. My husband said kids first too. Told you.
But see, your situation is different. So in your situation where you got the wife, the kids, the mom, what was this order down? Wife, the kids.
Yeah.
Your kids. And then you gonna put your kids over your husband?
He said the same thing. Kids first.
Who should eat first? The wife or the kid?
He said no matter what the situation.
Who should eat first? The spouse or the kids?
Who should eat first? The spouse or the kids?
Who should eat first? Your wife or your husband or your kids?
He said kids. David said kids.
Okay, kids. Look, so we can say, yeah, my mama said on date night or play date. Oh, yeah, of course.
He said David said if we making plates, the kids get their plates first.
Okay. Gerard said, because I helped create the kid, I'm responsible for that kid. My mom really doesn't count. She has a whole different place. And the wife, she knows her place, and I eat first. Gerard,
Get off.
he eat first. Who get the biggest piece of chicken? The husband. Wait a minute. Who making the place? The at a cookout. Y'all at a cookout. Who gonna make the plate first? Your wife or your mother, or your husband or your mother? Who gonna make the plate first?
If at a cookout like that, my mama and
I'm gonna make the plate first. I'm gonna make the plate for the kids.
What if the mama say? What if the mama jump up and say, that girl ain't feeding my son, and she start making his plate? You gonna take that plate from his mom and make his plate? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yes. He said, Dad always got his first, and he made the money. He ate first. That's true.
That's true.
But now I agree with that too. Money too, and putting food in the house. So who eat first?
Is that's a good one?
Hold up, another one. Do y'all wait for everybody to eat to get their plate before y'all eat?
No.
Do y'all wait for everybody to get their food before y'all eat?
I like that one though. I like that one, BlackRoses. I want to tap back on that one. Which one? If the wife is the money maker, does it who eat first?
Doesn't matter.
If the husband cooks, does he still get the first plate?
But in the marriage, it doesn't really matter who makes the most money.
What David say? That's a good question.
He said, what you say?
If you're married,
it doesn't matter who makes the most money.
Oh, okay, that's right. I like that. If you're married, it don't matter who makes the most money. No, he serves her food if he cooks. Oh, motor cop, I like that. And vice versa, ladies. If you're cooking, I would serve my husband his plate first, I guess. Yeah. I've done it before. And I've done it where, here, come get this plate, boy. And then I've also done it where I cook, I ain't making no damn plates. I'm tired. I've been standing in his kitchen all day. I ain't making no plates. Y'all better make your own. Now, I will put plates out. I will put the plates out. You gotta make your own plate. I don't got time. But it's different stroke for different folks.
Right. It is. It is. That's like it goes back to what Tamika was saying. It just depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
Because we switch off.
Did y'all answer the question of do y'all wait for everybody to eat? Stuff is cooked here. Depends on who gets home from work first. Okay. Depends on who get home from work first.
That's true. That's a good one. That's the real.
I hate that we don't eat till my husband eats. So if your husband ain't home and dinner ready, what y'all gonna starve till he get back? What y'all gonna eat?
No. I think his plate should. Now that's when I think you should make his plate and put his plate out.
No, I will do that.
Everybody can eat, but just make his plate
and then put the plate up. Yeah, I even do that for Jalen too. I do that for him too. I do that for him as well. I'll make his plate if he's not home. I'll make it and put it up for him.
True.
We wait for each other. Okay, that makes sense. We wait for each other. Okay.
Because you can start dinner, but then you want, if the other person is not home, it's like just give them a call and say, well, how long you think you're gonna be? That way you can kind of know.
In a perfect world.
Yeah, true.
In a perfect world.
True. Well, all right, guys. That's the end of our topics. Did you have any more, BlackRoses?
No. I like this. This today was really eye-opening. Don't forget, guys, we're here each and every Saturday from 11 to 1. Sometimes we may run a little bit over every single Saturday.
All the time.
11 to 1. Come through. We got some good conversations, as y'all see. We got some little movement today. So if you guys want to tune back in, make sure y'all come back next Saturday. The topic for next Saturday is going to be very interesting. And Tamika, I think you would really like this. It's about Black people supporting Black businesses. What's the name of the topic for next week, Katie?
I don't remember.
I got it. The topic of next week will be a word of customer service. And we're going to talk about Black businesses and their customer service skills. We're going to talk about writing a script for customer service. What is your what would you do if you had your own business? How would your customer service be? Undercover boss, and we also want to talk about know when to go. So right back here next Saturday, y'all, 11 to 1, going to be a great show. Black businesses, customer service wise. Can't wait to talk about that, honey, because I got some things. But
thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget
everyone.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you want to become a sponsor of I.Am.She, you can hit us up on I.Am.She on Instagram or Facebook, or PodcastIAmShe at gmail.com if you want to become a sponsor. And we also do advertisements. If y'all started off from the beginning, we do advertisements. So if you have a business you would like to advertise on the show, hit us up as well. As long as you ain't a dope dealer, hit us up. We ain't advertising that.
A little bit of weed, but that's about it. See you guys next week. Y'all enjoy your Saturday, and Sunday is going to be a hot one. So you guys get some air, get in the pool or something. It's going to be hot. See you guys next week. Bye. I need my nails.